The bustling city of Pune, India, woke up to a pall of gloom on a fateful Sunday morning. News spread like wildfire. A tragic accident had claimed innocent lives. A high-speed car, driven by a teenager, had careened off the road, leaving behind a scene of devastation. The incident sent shockwaves through the city as people struggled to come to terms with the senseless loss of life. The air was thick with grief and disbelief. Friends and families of the victims were inconsolable, their worlds shattered in an instant. The incident served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of reckless behavior. The city mourned, united in sorrow, as it grappled with the aftermath of the tragedy. The details of the accident sent chills down everyone's spines. A group of teenagers, barely old enough to drive, had decided to take a high-speed joyride late at night. The driver, emboldened by youthful bravado and fueled by alcohol, lost control of the vehicle, resulting in a horrific crash. The car, a mangled wreck, stood as a testament to the recklessness that had unfolded. The impact was so severe that several passengers were ejected from the vehicle, their bodies strewn across the road. The scene was gruesome, a chaotic jumble of metal and flesh. Emergency services rushed to the site, but for some, it was already too late. The injured were transported to hospitals, their moans echoing the pain and suffering that had been inflicted. The investigation revealed a chilling truth. The driver was not only underage, but also heavily intoxicated. Bottles of liquor were found inside the mangled car, painting a grim picture of a night of revelry gone horribly wrong. The incident brought to light the disturbing trend of underage drinking and driving, a lethal combination that continues to claim innocent lives. The incident sparked a debate on parental responsibility and the accessibility of alcohol to minors. Questions were raised about how teenagers could obtain alcohol so easily and why parents were seemingly unaware of their children's activities. The incident served as a wake-up call, forcing society to confront the uncomfortable realities of underage drinking and its devastating consequences. The incident triggered swift action from law enforcement agencies. The driver, who miraculously survived the crash, was immediately taken into custody. Charges of vehicular manslaughter, driving under the influence, and underage driving were filed against him. The legal proceedings began, with the full weight of the law bearing down on the young offender. The incident also put the spotlight on the challenges faced by law enforcement in dealing with juvenile offenders. While the law clearly prohibits underage drinking and driving, enforcing these laws effectively requires a multi-pronged approach. It necessitates a combination of stricter penalties, increased vigilance, and proactive measures to educate and deter young people from engaging in such reckless behavior. The tragedy ignited a firestorm of public outrage. People from all walks of life expressed their anger and anguish over the senseless loss of life. Social media platforms were flooded with messages of condolences, calls for justice, and demands for stricter laws to prevent such incidents from happening again. The incident struck a chord with the public, as it highlighted the vulnerability of innocent lives to the irresponsible actions of others. The collective grief and anger fueled a demand for accountability and a desire to ensure that justice was served. The public outcry served as a powerful reminder that reckless behavior has far-reaching consequences, impacting not just the individuals involved, but also the wider community. The Pune accident was not an isolated incident. It echoed similar tragedies that had occurred in the past, both in India and around the world. Time and again, the recklessness of youth, fueled by alcohol and a sense of invincibility, had resulted in the loss of innocent lives. These recurring tragedies pointed to a systemic failure in addressing the root causes of such behavior. The incident served as a grim reminder that despite past tragedies, society had failed to learn its lessons. The underlying issues of underage drinking, high-speed driving, and a lack of awareness about the consequences of reckless behavior continued to plague communities. The Pune accident underscored the urgent need for a comprehensive approach to tackling these issues and preventing future tragedies. The tragedy served as a wake-up call, prompting a call for collective action to address the underlying issues that contributed to the accident. Experts, policymakers, and community leaders emphasized the need for a multi-pronged approach, involving education, stricter law enforcement, and parental involvement. There was a growing consensus that the solution lay not just in punishing offenders, but also in preventing such incidents from happening in the first place. This required a shift in societal attitudes, a recognition that underage drinking and reckless driving were not trivial offenses, but serious crimes with devastating consequences. The incident brought to the forefront the complexities of juvenile justice. The driver, a minor, faced serious charges, yet the legal system had to grapple with the nuances of dealing with a young offender. The case raised questions about the appropriate balance between punishment and rehabilitation and the role of societal factors in shaping juvenile behavior. The incident highlighted the need for a justice system that was both firm and compassionate, capable of holding young offenders accountable while also providing opportunities for rehabilitation and reintegration into society. The goal was not just to punish, but also to address the underlying causes of juvenile delinquency and prevent future tragedies. The Pune accident served as a stark reminder that the path to justice is often a winding road, requiring a delicate balance between retribution and redemption.